Hi guys, how has been your day? I hope you had a beautiful day or you've been having a good day. All right, so I just finished the class with a student and I just thought to share this. All right, so I was in a class with this student of mine and we read a story. The story was about a tug of war game between some children and their parents. So this family had gone to the park and they wanted to have a good time. And then as they got to the park, they saw a rope lying on the floor and they had an idea to just, start with playing a game. They wanted to play the tug of war game with the rope. So they decided, okay, the parents were going to be on one team and the children would be on the other team. So they began to pull. There were about 4 children. And as they pulled, surprisingly, mom and dad were on the other side. And these children were pulling their parents over. Wow, I was so surprised. And then after some time, one of the children felt this is becoming very intense. I don't want my parents to fall. And then she said, oh, easy. And she let go. There were about 3 children left. The 3 of them began to pull. The parents were pulling. And these children were pulling their parents over again. Surprisingly. And then one of the children said, easy. And she let go. She was like, I don't want to hurt my parents. I don't want them to fall. So there were 2 children left. All these children were under the age of 10. They were not big teenagers or anything. They were little children. And then there were 2 children left and they still began to pull. As they pulled, the parents were still being pulled over. And then it got to the point where it was now left remaining 1 child because every other child had said there are no more pulling. The other children said there are no more pulling. That is becoming very intense. So the other child, that little 1 child, that was like the youngest, he still pulled that rope and he pulled his parents over. By some form of, what could this be? What happened? And then we flipped to the next page and we found out that this boy had earlier on at the beginning of the game, when everyone else was not looking, or rather were not looking, he went and tied the children's own end of the rope to a tractor, a parked tractor that made it very impossible for their parents to ever win that game. And then I told my student at the end of the story, what did you learn from this? And she said some things. And then I told her, we can also learn that it's better and easier to work smart than to work hard. And she was like, does it mean we shouldn't work hard? I said, no, of course we should still work hard. But when we become smarter, our hard work becomes a lot more rewarding, right? So I said that to say this. When it comes to teaching your children your dialect, your mother tongue, I'm the founder of the Kids Igbo class, where we teach children Igbo language. We run classes, but we have discovered that it's not just about sending your child to the classroom. You also have a part to play. You have the part of speaking your language consistently. You also have the part of getting as much materials as possible to enhance that journey. All right, so we have a lot of materials, or a couple of materials that we have produced, and it's out there. One of them is this one you're going to see right on your screen now. It's called Ubochi Mbo na Ụlọ Akwụkwọ, my first day at school. So in this reading guide, it's a reading guide. In this reading guide, you're going to find out, what happens to this child on their first day of school, how did they feel about school, and then after reading, your child is going to get to answer questions. So from this one guide, your child can get and acquire reading skills. Your child can begin to understand some vocabularies in Igbo because you work with your child and then their vocabulary gets developed. And then your child can learn how to answer questions in Igbo. Your child can also learn how to write a couple of things, So whatever it is that is your goal, even if you just want your child to be able to identify things, you can use this guide for it. If you want your child to take it further and maybe answer questions or read stuff, you can do it, work together with your child. The essence of it all is that you're working smarter and your hard work can begin to pay off. All right. So you can click the link or just, send 2,000 naira to the account displayed right now. It's very, very affordable. It's 2,000 naira. And then you can just pick it up and then begin to work with your child. So whether you're in class, whether you're not in class, this is something for you to use. Whether you're in Nigeria, you're in diaspora, this is something for you to use. So I'm encouraging you to work smarter. Get that guide, work with your child, and get every other guide, every other material you see on our seller store. Just keep getting whatever it is that you need to help that journey become better. Ndewono o jisike.